Alright, Flicker Gooners, this is going to be a quick little episode on progressive overload, and basically I'm going to focus on strength in this one. Now, what is progressive overload? It's essentially going harder than last time, right? People get this usually tangled up between like, oh, all you do is just increase the weight each time, or like, oh, you just increase the reps. That is usually the typical way to do it. That's the way that I've been doing it pretty much most of the time, but a lot of people don't know about actually increasing the intensity or reducing stuff like waiting between rest times before you do your set, and stuff like going till like true failure, or literally until you can't even like move the weight anymore, right? So pretty much I'm going to keep it short and simple, but I've got a couple points down here. If you are struggling with building muscle or just building strength, then this is probably what you're going to be looking for. I feel like most intermediate slash like high level or advanced lifters probably already know how to do this, but I mean, you can still watch it anyways. It still supports me. For beginner lifters and you're looking to get strong, I'd recommend doing this 100% because it's really helped me increase my weights over the years. But getting into it, so for the first point, I've got plateau. Now for this, let's say you've been struggling on bench, right? You've been on 80 kg for a couple weeks now, and you typically move up when you just feel like you can do the next weight. This is what I used to do, and it's not that practical because you could feel like you're going to move up the weight, but when you can actually, what your body could actually produce is a lot different. So I could feel like terrible on one day, right? But in reality, my body could actually push up like 85 on that day, let's say. So this is really important that you essentially measure your progress in terms of progressive overload, because it's a good way to keep track of your strength and know when you're supposed to move up or not. It's really simple. I mean, the way you do it is, let's say, because this is the 22nd that I'm recording this. So for the first one, I'd recommend selecting a specific range for you. Now, if you're doing purely strength and just hardcore strength, powerlifting, all of that stuff, if you're going into a competition, I'd recommend doing probably 5 to 8 reps, because you still will be building a lot of strength and a decent amount of muscle by doing this. But it's not like you'll be going hardcore on bodybuilding or whatever like that. It's the focus on this rep range is mainly just strength. So if you're doing strength, I'd recommend doing this. But if you were going for like hypertrophy side, or just, let's say you're going for balance, right? A balance between both, right? I recommend 6 to 10. And if you were going basically more hypertrophy side, I'd probably recommend like 8 to 12 reps per set. So given these 3 rep ranges, let's say it's probably easier for me to speak about this because I do this basically normally. I train for strength and I go strength pretty hard, but I still do 6 to 10 reps because obviously I want to build as much muscle as I can with a given amount of strength range. But let's say I was doing 6 to 10 reps, right? And I started going to the gym, or I started applying this to the gym today, 22nd August. Imagine I was doing bench, right? And then set 1, let's say I got 8 reps. Set 2, got 7 reps, and set 3, I got 6 reps. It's pretty ideal, honestly. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, because you could get 10, 10, 10, and then move up. But let's say you're doing 80 kg, right? It's ideal, it's perfect, right, for this set, because you're not going to move down, you're not going to move up. There's a lot of room for progress, I guess. So it's pretty chill, right? So then let's say you came back and you did bench again. Let's say you did 4 days after, right? If you're doing a simple push-pull legs split, you'd be doing bench next and 4 days. Imagine you did this again, right? 80 kg. And then set 1 you got 7 reps. Set 2 you got 6 reps. And then set 3... got 5 reps. If you got something like this, you'd probably want to be moving down, because obviously 5 reps is lower than the ideal 6 on the lower bound. But if you just feel like it was an off week, you feel like you could produce more, I'd say you'd stay on this weight, because you can definitely do it, but it might have just, as I said, been an off day. So that's something that you might want to consider, right? So on this week, I'd stay on the weight, but this, I'd recommend moving down unless you can 100% feel like you can get that again. Now, imagine you go back and you do bench again on the 30th of August. If you decide to move down from 80 kg, if you're doing 75, let's say, because they're only moving 5 kg intervals, then you'd probably smoke this weight, I'd hope. Because if you don't, then it's not looking good. I mean, you might have another off week again, but it's not ideal to just keep doing bad each week and moving down, right? I mean, either way, you'll find your place and you'll work your way back up, so it's not a problem. If you do a 75 kg, you'd probably get something like 10 10, maybe 9, but ideally 10 10 10, right? If you got 10 10 10 for your set, then that means that this was basically just an off week and that you'd be moving back up. So yeah, you'd move back up to 80 kg. And that's just the way it goes, right? You move back up and then you just do your weight again. Hopefully you get higher than you did last time, but oh well. Let's say you went back and the 3rd of September, right? You moved up to 80 kg and you got, I don't know, 10, 10, 10. That means that you were clearly good enough for that weight, and that a couple weeks before was just an off week. And you should definitely be moving up. As I said before, 5 kg intervals are usually the best, so 85 kg. Now, if none of this is working, and you keep getting consistent reps like 876 or 987, usually I'd recommend, if you're getting these types of reps, to just chill out a bit and just keep letting the work speak for you. I mean, just keep going ham on the weights basically. And if you usually don't see progression within like a couple weeks to a month, then what I'd recommend is that you lower your rest time between sets. And the reason you should keep doing this is because you need to keep the intensity as high as possible without giving yourself too much rest. Because it's good to have rest, but there's also another thing of having too much rest. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Another thing that you can do is go into true failure. Now, obviously going to proper failure isn't the best for strength training. It's more like a hypertrophy thing. But then and again, the most muscle and strength is usually built during the failure reps. So if you can just do partials or anything like that, that would be... It helps more than you think, basically. It'll help you with the next coming weeks with pushing past failure and just getting the weight up. But yeah, there's not really that much to talk about here. Honestly, you don't have to do it. And it's more like an intermediate thing, but I'd still recommend doing it if you haven't. Alright, so quick TLDR on progressive overload, for strength at least. If you're a beginner, then I recommend picking a good rep range that suits you well. If you're doing more powerlifting, then you should probably go between 5 to 8 reps. If you're going for a mix between building muscle and strength, then probably 6 to 10 reps. And if you're going for just straight hypertrophy or bodybuilding, then I probably recommend 8 to 12 reps. Alright, so let's say that you chose 6 to 10 reps, right? If you're doing something like bench press, the first set you got 8, second set you got 7, and the next one you got 6. Then that's good, and that you're doing well, and that the next time you probably do bench, you should hopefully have recovered, and you probably get something like 987, which is good, right? Because it means you're progressing harder than last time. But let's say you got something like 765, because you got those 5 reps on that last set, and it's lower than the 6 reps that you chose between your set range, then you should probably decrease the weight by roughly 5 kg. So if you're on 80 kg and you got those 5 reps for a set, then you should probably move down to 75 for the next time you do bench. And then hopefully when you do that again, you'll be getting 10 10 10 reps so that you can move up. And then for the next couple of weeks, you should hopefully progress to 10 10 10 reps on the 80 kg weight that you're doing now, and then you can move up by 5 kg, and then that's about it. If you're struggling with that advice and it hasn't helped, then I'd recommend lowering your rest period between sets. Or if you wanted to just incorporate stuff like partials and just go until you literally can't even move that weight off you anymore. But I mean, that's about it, honestly. I know there's probably a decent amount that I missed, but I can't really think of it from the top of my head. But anyways, if you made it this far, then I really appreciate that. And a like or a sub or anything like that really helps. Or let me know if I've missed anything. But either way, I really appreciate you watching this video, and bye!